One from Llangollen. It's in Wales. Good. So just wait a couple more minutes in case anyone else joins us. So we've got Mark. Hi, everyone from sunny Southport. Hilly, hello, everyone. Glad to be joining again after a week away. Yeah, people are starting to travel much more now, I'm noticing. We're going back to our old lives to some extent. Claire, hi, everyone. So good to be here live with you. And Carolyn, hi from cloudy Donegal in Ireland. Angela, hi everyone. Lovely to be here with you all from Angela and sunny Sheffield. Kathy, good to join you all. Good. James, hi all. Good to be here at my first community of practice event from James and Stormy Kent. So yeah, special welcome to you as well, James. We've got a few people here by the look of it who are here for the first time. So yeah, really warm welcome to you. Hope you find it supportive. And then Louise, good evening, everyone. The sun has come out in Cheltenham. Yeah, Cheltenham's really quite close to where I live, maybe half an hour away. And we've got the same thing. It's really beautiful now after not a very nice day. Martin, hi, it's Martin from Preston. Looking forward to pausing in the middle of another busy week. Still recovering from my swollen ankle, which I hurt last week while out running. Really hope that's improving for you, Martin. Your ankle's getting better, because I know you love your running. And Miriam, hi from Crouch End, North London. A day of many seasons today, with the washing hanging out. That was brave. And Tammy, hello everyone. I'm Tammy from Preston. Good to be here. Okay, so I'm going to close the chat box now and focus on all you lovely people. So, yeah, for those of you who haven't been before, what we generally do in these Tuesday evening sessions, or it's Tuesday in the UK, is I just say a few words and then we move into a simple practice that I guide. And then at the end, you can either slip away quietly, and I always stay for a while, and people put in the chat box what they experienced in the practice if they want to. So that's the format. I try to keep it quite simple. And it's called Space to Breathe. So we definitely try to make this a space where we can all just take a pause in our lives, settle, calm, and kind of regroup mentally, emotionally, and physically. Find some ease. So tonight I thought we'd do a simple mindfulness of breathing practice. So I'll lead a body awareness to settle us in. I'll encourage us to drop inside breathing, inside the body. So we're not watching the breathing from outside ourselves, but we're resting right inside it. And we'll do a period of counting. So we'll have a period of time. I'm not sure how long it will be yet. I'll see how we're going in the practice. But you'll have the opportunity to drop in a count after each breath. And when you've counted 10 breaths, you start over from 1 again. This can be quite helpful to help us arrive and settle, because we're giving the mind a little task. Of course, our minds love to run all over the place. So you're giving your mind this opportunity to remember what number are you at, and to see if you can actually stay present for 10 breaths, which is surprisingly difficult, as you'll discover. And if you find you wander off, then when you notice you've wandered off and you've lost track of the counting, in that moment of noticing you've wandered, you are succeeding in your practice, because you're present and you're aware, because you've noticed the wandering. And then we simply start over from 1 again. So we'll do that for a little while, and then we'll drop the counting and broaden into whole body breath awareness again, a more broad, open, receptive awareness. And depending on how we're going for time, I may also do a third stage, which will be where we refine our awareness, maybe around the tip of the nose, where we can feel the subtle sensations of breathing. Or if you prefer, you can drop into the belly if you want to go lower in the body. Don't remember any of that because I'll lead the practice. So we can all just join in. To start with, we choose our position, and you can do it sitting. And if you're doing it sitting, I suggest you get an upright chair so that the body can be dignified. We're not kind of slouching, but you're seeing if you can get your pelvis in neutral, so your weight's going down through your sitting bones, and the head can be poised on top of the neck. If your hands on your legs or in your lap. You can do it lying down. If you're doing it lying down, taking care over the height of the pillow or the cushion, so you're not tipping your head back or forward. You can have your hands on the body or have your hands at the side of the body. It's up to you. And you can also do it standing if you want to. The main things to look out for is choosing a position where you'll be as relaxed and as comfortable as possible, and yet alert. And I know there's many people here who've got painful and uncomfortable bodies. So you might never be comfortable, but be as comfortable as possible. That's what we're looking for. And closing your eyes if you'd like to. This can help us to settle. But if you feel it will be more pleasant to leave your eyes open, then that, of course, that is fine. If you feel you'd feel a bit more stable and confident with your eyes open, of course, that's fine. But perhaps lowering your gaze. And let's very gently invite our awareness inside the body. So first of all, let's feel into the contact between the body and the surface it's resting upon, whatever posture we've chosen. And seeing if we can have a quality of beginning to yield and to rest into the support, and let the body be held. So we don't need to grip onto the body with effort, but we can let it rest and be held and yield. If you want to help this, you could take a deeper breath in. And on the out breath, letting go, arriving a little bit more. Do that a few times if you'd like to, in your own time, in your own way. Making a noise if you'd like to. And then when you're ready, letting go of any effort around the breathing and allowing your breathing to find its own natural rhythm. So no need to force or strain or alter your breathing in any way. Just beginning to rest into an opening quality on the in-breath and a release, letting go quality on the out-breath. Always letting go of the body into gravity, into the support, particularly with the out-breath. And if breathing's disturbing for you in any way, you could take your awareness into another anchor. Could be the hands, could be the feet, could be the bottom on the chair, could be sounds. We're just beginning to give our awareness something to rest inside or rest upon, rather than running all over the place. Let's include our whole body in this practice. So we're really getting a sense of all of us being present. So let's allow our awareness to pour down inside the legs and the feet. If it works for you, you could imagine awareness is like water. It's flowing down, it's pouring down, and it's filling the feet and the legs with awareness. You may get a strong sense of sensation or temperature or contact with the floor. Or maybe you've got pain somewhere in your legs that's calling you. If that's the case, seeing if you can include this in awareness with gentleness, with tenderness, and letting go of any tendency to grip and tense against the discomfort. Including parts of the legs that don't hurt. So being aware of all the different experiences in the legs and the feet. Or it might be that they feel a bit dull or numb, far away from awareness. Maybe your awareness is very stuck in your head. That's quite common. So without forcing, just very gently inviting awareness down, 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 down to fill the legs and the feet. Coming into the buttocks. If we're sitting or we're lying down, seeing if the buttocks can yield and rest into the chair or the bed. If we're standing, letting the buttocks be soft. Allowing awareness now to pour up inside the whole torso. There's the front and the back and the sides. The inside, the surface. Let's rest on the whole back. First of all, for a few moments, the whole length of the back, the whole breadth of the back. Seeing if breathing is showing up in the back of the body. Very gentle opening on the in-breath, subsiding on the out-breath. If you've got pain or discomfort, you could allow it to be massaged by the gentle rhythm of the natural breath. Again, being mindful of any tendency to contract against pain, to resist it, to tighten around it, and in the noticing, you can bring an attitude of softening and always releasing back into the support of the chair or the floor with each out breath. Coming through to the front of the body. Belly and the chest and the ribs. Whole front of the body. Opening and subsiding and opening and subsiding. If there's any agitation around the chest area as you breathe, dropping awareness lower in the body perhaps, or into the back of the body perhaps. or moving away from breathing into the ankle, into the hands or the feet or sounds. Coming through the shoulders now and allowing awareness to pour down through the arms all the way to the hands, the fingers, the thumbs. You got your hands resting on the floor, on your body in some way, or on the bed. Seeing if you can let the hands really rest and yield into that support. And if you've got your hands hanging at the side of the body, if you're standing, again, just letting them rest softly. Coming back up through the arms, through the neck, into the head and the face. If we're sitting or standing, just checking the angle of the head. If it's tipping forwards or backwards or side to side, then making a little adjustment. What we're looking for is a release through the base of the skull and yet openness in the throat. We're lying down, checking that the head is resting fully into the cushion or the pillow. Letting go of gripping and holding. Coming into the whole face, the brow and the eyes and the cheeks, the lips, the jaw, the tongue. Everything soft. Now broadening throughout the whole body. Legs and the torso and the arms, the neck, head, face. This whole experience we label body, but it's in fact a flow of experience, the rising and passing of sensation, of temperature, breathing in the whole body. Seeing if we can rest inside this more fluid and open awareness of the whole experience of embodiment. We've got pain, including an awareness with tenderness, noticing habits of gripping and pushing away and resistance, tightness. And then noticing softening, particularly with each out breath. What's our mood? What's our emotional weather? Letting go of judgment, simply being open to whatever we're feeling, letting it be part of this flow of experience. So we're bringing everything into the practice. Now resting inside, breathing inside the body, using this as an anchor for the mind. Let's introduce counting. Just beginning to gather our awareness together a little bit more around this object, this experience of breathing. So the in-breath flows in, the out-breath flows in, and we drop in the number 1 silently to ourselves. The in-breath flows in, the out-breath flows out. 2. In-breath flows in, out-breath flows out. 3, and so on until we get to 10. And then we start over from 1 again. So bring a very light touch to this. We're not forcing the breath or forcing the counting. It's more we're resting inside the natural process and marking it with each silent count. Checking your effort. If you notice there's any forcing or straining, and seeing if you can soften and release a little bit. Bring a more receptive awareness. But if you're very drifty, a bit lost, then perhaps focus your awareness a little bit more, bring a little bit more precision. What are the actual sensations of breathing in the body? Seeing if you can attend a little bit more to the breathing and the counting. Now let's let go of the counting. And staying with our awareness resting inside, breathing inside the body. You can either stay with broad open awareness, or if you want to, you could refine your awareness to the sensitive sensations, maybe around the tip of the nose or the upper lip, where the air becomes breath on the way into the body and breath becomes air on the way out of the body. Or you could rest in the belly, the rise and the fall of the belly. It's up to you. For the last few moments, let's let go of any effort whatsoever. And just sit or just lie or just stand, absorbing the effect of the practice. And now to bring the practice to a close, let's bring a little bit of movement into the body. Maybe the feet and the hands, fingers and the toes, if that's appropriate for you. Noticing any tendency to immediately start shutting down around experience and tightening around breathing as we begin to move. Seeing if we can keep the breathing soft, our experience fluid. In our own time, coming into bigger movements, opening our eyes if we've had them closed. And then just moving the body however you want to. What's your body calling for? Just taking in one another. If we want to look at one another, we can, or just imagine one another. There's 84 of us now. All these people who've been doing this amazing sort of gift of awareness training, amazing gift to ourselves of awareness training, even if you found that challenging, it's a wonderful thing to take our minds seriously and to train our minds. Good. So as always, you could just slip away quietly if you'd like to, but if you want to stay for a bit, I'll stay for a bit. And if anyone wants to put anything in the chat box as to what you noticed in that practice, what was your experience in that practice? It's always interesting to hear, and we can learn from one another, I think. And I'll read them out so everyone can participate in this part of the training of the evening. Kathy, peaceful, thank you. Tammy, thank you so much. That was lovely and seemed over very quickly. Lorian, thank you, Vijamala and Breathworks Sangha. Sangha means community. Lots of racing thoughts today. Many opportunities to return to mindfulness of the breath and the moment. I greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so thank you for saying that, Lorian, because you've articulated very well that the practice, the training is to just keep coming back. Sometimes people think that it's a good meditation if you've got an empty mind and nothing's happening. But in fact, sometimes the most effective meditations are where we're really training ourselves. So you've got lots of racing thoughts. There they were. You notice that. That's your magic moment of mindfulness. And you just kept on coming back and coming back. Fantastic. Odette, energized. Paul, thank you and everyone for this evening. Sam, thanks very much for helping me reset. That's a nice way of putting it. Louise, busy brain. Nice to try and pause. Eileen, thank you. That helped me calm my pre-travel anxiety and felt there was more space. Interesting. Yeah. So this kind of practice, it does introduce more space, I think, into our inner landscape. And of course, then it has an effect on how we interact with the outer world. Susan, my mind was quite busy, but I kept coming back to your soothing and familiar voice. Thank you. Maria Jose, thank you, Vijamala. I remember that I can choose my emotions, and surrender opens unlimited possibilities of progress. Meg, thank you so much, Vijamala. So calming and relaxing, really feel peaceful. Thank you, Ollie, too. Meg, thank you for thanking Ollie. I very often thank Ollie when there's about 3 people left. So thank you, Ollie, for everything you're doing behind the scenes, which is amazing. There you are every week. Yeah. Here you are every week. Kim, I kept nodding off. I must be very tired. So again, that's not uncommon at all to nod off in meditation. What can be very interesting is to notice the moment where you wake up. That can be a very sort of kind of clear moment, that moment of literally waking up. So if that happens to anyone else, notice the moment of waking. Kerry, a beautiful meditation. Thank you, everyone. Annie, came to practice with puppy mind today. Thoughts bounding off, making it difficult to arrive as fully as I do other times. Not sure I ever really arrived today. Not self-critical about it, just noticing, and grateful for this experience because I can feel that my body at least is more relaxed now. Thank you. Yeah, that's great. You see, you just notice it all, the puppy mind is chasing off, running off, and you're not self-critical, brilliant, noticing, and then you can feel that your body at least is more relaxed. Fantastic. Carolyn, very calming for my busy mind. Thank you, Vijamala. James, it made me aware of the stress and anxiety present in my body. While it's not gone, the awareness and stillness has helped it ease a little. Yeah, again, that's really great to hear that, and to, you're aware of the stress and the anxiety, and it's eased a little. Well, that's brilliant, isn't it? Even a little bit more space is great. And then you also know, we all know through these practices, that through doing this kind of practice, we can introduce a little bit more space, even when we've got a lot of stress and anxiety going on. Dominic, I noticed the bird singing in the background and smiled and gently came back to your guidance. Thank you once again, Vidyamala, and everyone else. Yes, I noticed the bird. I think it was a pigeon, a very jolly pigeon right outside my window. Woo woo. Joe, thank you, Vidyamala. There was something magical about when you mentioned the breath becomes air and air becomes breath. Such poetry. Sometimes a gentle handover between self and world. Sometimes a forced handover when the handover is an effort. Gentle when self and earth treat each other with kindness. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I really love that. It's so mysterious, isn't it? Like we've got all this air everywhere and then we just borrow it for a moment and it's breath and then we give it back again. So interesting. Claire, thank you so much. For once I was able to be in a flow with the counting. Really great experience to actually make it and be here with you all for this practice. It's been a while since I was here on a Tuesday, but often join via YouTube. Helen, anchoring in the body is helpful, like a tent peg for the mind. Thank you, Vidyamala. Wow, that's a really great, that's a great way of putting it. I've never heard that before. That's brilliant. A tent peg for the mind, exactly. From Jill, a wonderful oasis of calm as usual. Even if tonight I was a little distracted by the joy of being able to communicate in the chat. So huge thanks to Ollie. Yeah, that's wonderful. So Jill gave us a little bit of feedback about accessibility. She's someone who isn't able to type into the chat. So we've got this wonderful system going on behind the scenes where she's letting Ollie know and then he's putting it in the chat. So that's really fantastic. So thank you so much, Jill. Wonderful to hear from you. Miriam, my mind was off on an adventure for quite a while, so the counting really helped to ground me again and reconnect with myself. Thank you, Ollie, and everyone. My mind was off on an adventure. That's really good. Tracy, thank you, Vidyamala. Truly wonderfully calming and quietening. Thank you, Ollie. Katie, amazed at how much sensation I could feel when I refined the practice to focusing on the tip of the nose and the top of the lip. Yeah, I mean, that's a whole universe of discovery there. Just so interesting when we develop that kind of sensitivity. And Ollie's saying, you're welcome, everybody. Thanks for the appreciation. Anita and Steph and I just had a chat and both felt our experience could be likened to jumping fleas, the Jubilee, gardening, music, etc. Interesting that others were likewise busy. Keep trying to come back and keep noticing. Yeah, brilliant. Jumping fleas. That's again a very good description of how many of our minds are a lot of the time. Yeah. Jonathan, wonderful experience helped the new neck pain, awaiting neck injections for new disc degeneration, feeling ready for exercise. Oh, sorry to hear about your new pain, Jonathan, but it sounds like you're working with it really well. Bridget, found some stillness and space in the middle of confusion and scattered thoughts. Yeah, again, that's it. This found some stillness and space in the middle of confusion and scattered thoughts. That is the practice. Really well put there, Bridget. And then thank you, Vidyamala, Ollie, and everyone. Dominic, yes, Ollie, thank you. Hazel, counting the breath is probably my favorite meditation. Thank you, Vidyamala, for today's meditation. Brilliant, lovely. So that's the end of what's in the chat box, and it's nearly 20 to 8. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you for practicing. Thank you for sharing the space. And thank you to Ollie. And Ollie is just going to pop in the donation link if any of you would like to make a donation to help keep these sessions free, then by all means doing so. And we'll see you next week. And Louise, thanks so much, everybody. Yeah, see you next week, and have a good week, have as good as possible, as good a week as possible. And it does, I don't know, I've got this slight sense that everything's speeding up a little bit in the world. You know, we're coming out of some of the, well, a lot of the restrictions of the pandemic, but we've still got a very turbulent world all around us. I notice with my friends, a lot of people are traveling more now. People are away more. It's just kind of going back to some much more busy, travelly life. And then we've got people who are gardeners. This is a very busy time in the garden this time of the year in the UK. So if you've got a busy mind, that seems to be normal, seems to be particularly normal these days. And you can just come back to the breath and the body anytime, or another anchor, and find a tent peg for the mind, some kind of anchor in the body as a tent peg for the mind, and you can do that anytime. Good. Thanks, everybody. If you want to unmute to say goodbye, then please do so, and we'll see you next week.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
So lovely to see you all.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Vinnie. Bye.
You, Tolly.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye, Ollie.
Thank you, Ollie.
Oh,
Bye.
yeah, I haven't got the
Thank you.
speaker on. You are unmuted, but I just can't hear you.
Thanks, Ollie. Thank you, Vidya Mala. Take care.